Alright guys, this is by request. We're going to be working with the first person weapons. I think this is probably the single most important thing inside the zombie template if you're doing it first person is the weapons. May even be as important as your zombies. So just a quick disclaimer, if you're going to do this, first thing you're going to want to do is back your project up because there is steps with this process that will break your project and you'll never restore it. It'll take you days, maybe weeks, depending on your skill level. So I can't stress this enough, back up your project and follow step by step. If there's something you need to do midway through this, pause the video and come back to it. Do not skip steps because you will break your project. I promise. So without wasting any more time, let's get into the process. So we're going to be working with the Iron Belly pack. The first thing you're going to want to do is what I do is make a folder. You can put this anywhere you want. This is going to be your custom animations. You can type like custom animation, whatever you want. Custom animation, first person, anims, just anywhere you want, anything you like. Then we're going to go to our Iron Belly pack, animations, arms, and I'm going to select everything. So I'll click the first one, I'll go all the way down, I'll hold shift, click down here, right click, retarget, anim assets. Right here, you'll see show only compatible skeletons. Click on that and then search for UE4. This will be the skeleton that our template is using, so make sure it's the right one. This is a directory. And click on change for the folder. Now I'm going to select the folder I made, which is right here, and click OK. And then click retarget. Mine may crash and freeze. It may not. I hope it doesn't. But there's a lot of animations and I'm recording, so we'll see what happens. Then click save all. It'll do that. Then we're going to go back to content. I'm going to open one of these animations and just check something. Make sure it works. That should be okay. That's perfect for me. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my folder for the Iron Belly stuff. I'm going to go to meshes, arms, and you can delete this and replace it with your HGT skeleton, but I'm going to just use one of them for now. I'm going to use SKM FPS arms and right click it and assign skeleton. Do the same thing, UE4, select the right skeleton, there's your directory. Scroll down, make sure it's all good. There's probably going to be missing a camera mount right there, yep. That's okay. The weapon mount, accept. Okay. Then we're going to wait for that to compress all the animations. That'll just take a second. Then we're going to save all. We'll wait for that to happen. Another thing that decreases the chance of you corrupting your project is liking and subscribing to these videos and commenting. That helps too. Always helps. Then we're going to want to go into HGT, characters, and I'm going to be working with the yellow character. You're going to want to do this for each of your characters and retarget the arms, maybe have female characters. Just work your characters the way you like. I'm just going to be using the yellow one for today. So the first thing I go to is my construction script, and I'm going to delete these two color codes out. Compile and save. Down here I'm going to click on FPS arms. And I'm going to, I think it's SKM arms, FPS arms maybe. I retargeted earlier. So this one here. That should change my arms to the right ones that we just made. Yes, it did. Compile and save. Now I'm going to make sure that this game actually uses the correct character and it's set to yellow. So I'll go to my main menu. I'm going to select the yellow character. I know he's not yellow, that's because we deleted the color code, but it is. Then start game, and that just saves my yellow character. So that's perfect. Now I can go back to Arena 1, and I'm going to make a weapon. I'll go through two with you guys today, but we're going to start the weapon process. Now this is important to follow, because this is the step that will probably break your game, one of them. We're going to search for weapon enum, or weapon anim, and bring up this structure. In here, there's a couple of display names. We're going to create a new one. I'm going to create AK-47. And I'm going to call it FPS because it's first person. And save. This is very important. Do not click Save All and close your project out. You're going to get all this stuff. Do not click Save. Do not click Save. Cancel this. Close it out. Do not save. Now reopen your project. If you save that, it will break every structure inside of your game, and you will have a very hard time rewriting all your structures if you can even get it to work at all. I've broken it before and it took me 3 days to get it back and it still didn't work correctly. So make sure you do not save that. Just save it within the structure itself. I'm going to go over that one more time. Weapon enumerations. So you open this up, you create a new one, you click save here, then you close this out and you close your project and reopen it. Do not save after that. So now that we're through that, we're going to make a new weapon. I'll be doing 2 weapons with you guys today so we can get the hang of it. So I'm going to grab this here. What are we using there? I'm going to use the AK-47, but I'm going to create my own from scratch. So I'm going to search for data table. I think I'll bring it up. Weapon info table right here. So in here there's already an AK-47. I'm not going to use this one. I could easily just use this and replace it, but I'm going to start from scratch, assuming you're making a new weapon. Right click it, duplicate, and I'm going to call mine, you can call it anything you like. I'm going to call mine AK-47 without any dashes or anything. Just straight AK-47. Put your weapon name in, AK-47. Then I'm going to find the weapon blueprint that's assigned to this. I'm going to click the magnifying glass. I'm going to duplicate this blue rifle. And I'm going to call it AK-47_BP. I'll open that up. Open the full blueprint. Go to viewport. And in here, in this pack, I think it's called ARC-47. So I'm going to go to third person mesh, search for ARC, and it's ARC-47. And in the anim class, very important, I'm going to search for ARC-47 anim. Go to first person mesh, ARC-47, same thing. Anim class, same thing. So make sure you assign your weapon here, your animation class there. Then you're going to want to take a second to do this. This here, muzzle, and this muzzle, hold control. So click one, hold control, click the other one. That way you get both, and move this. Oh, might want to turn off snaps so you can get this right in place. Drag this down and put it where you think it belongs. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time because I don't want to waste your time. So we'll put it right about there. May not be perfect, but it'll work. Then you're going to want to grab your aiming point right here. Drag that down. And a quick tip, I like to line it up like this. Put the arrow in place. Drag it down even maybe a little right there. Then back it up. Right about there. You may have to adjust this later on. We'll go through that step too. Compile and save. Then your left hand IK. Don't even worry about that because we're not going to use it. You'll see why in a bit. So that's all we can do with this blueprint for now for the AK-47. So we can close that out. Now we're going to assign this here. We're going to type AK-47 blueprint, the one we just made. Perfect. Line trace. I'm going to go into my skeleton in a second, but before I do that, you'll see weapon anim set. We're going to select the AK FPS that we made earlier. Click save. Then I'm going to open my skeleton. So I'll go to HGT, search for skeleton. And it's going to be the UE4 mannequin skeleton. So you could just search UE4 skeleton. Skeleton. Open it up. And in here you're going to see a couple sockets. What we're going to do, this is very important, is there's a right hand socket. Which one is the first person? So first person rifle socket I'm going to work with. first person rifle socket, right click on it, copy selected sockets. Now we're going to go back. This is assigned to the hand underscore R bone. So I click on that, then right click and paste socket, and it makes a duplicate. And I'm going to call this AK47 underscore socket. You can call this whatever you want. I should probably specify. I'm going to rename this and put FP. FP underscore AK47. I don't have to put socket. I know what it is. There we go. I'm going to click on that. Control C to copy the name. Then under the socket name, make sure that's there. Don't skip this step or your weapon won't work. Click save. Stowed weapon is fine. We'll get back to all these sub things in a second. So the first thing we're going to do now is on the wall weapon, I'm going to swap this out for AK-47. This is the weapon name we made in the database. Make sure I didn't miss anything inside of here. AK-47 blueprint, looks okay. Save that. That should be okay. This is going to look wonky when we start it. I just want to see if it works. My hand's working, that's fine. It's good. You'll see right away this looks good, but it's not perfect. You'll see what I mean. Like, this looks okay. You could probably work with it. But we're going to take it a step further and really smoothen this out. I mean, that looks a lot better, but it's not there. So let's get it there. So what we're going to do is there is a first person anim BP. So we're going to go HGT. We're going to search for anim BP. We're going to open the first person anim BP. This is where the magic happens. We're going to go to the animation graph. And then you will see an area here for blend spaces or blend poses. So we're going to right click on this. We're going to select our AK-47 FPS that we made inside that data table that we closed out our project and didn't save, hopefully, and create it. Then I'm going to take these two here, the rifle ones, and I'm going to duplicate them. So Control W if you're on Unreal 4, or Control C, Control V. And I'm going to take the rifle cache, Control C, Control V, either way. Then I'm going to rename this to AK-47 locomotion, or loco I'm going to put for now. This rifle cache I'm going to rename to AK-47 cache. Then I'm going to open this AK-47 loco. Then I'm going to start opening these. I'm going to open first person idle. Over here I'm going to search for, I think it's ARK. You'll see an idle somewhere here, hopefully. The green one, not the blue. We'll grab that and bring it over. We're going to delete these out. Select them and push delete. I'm going to drag another idle in. Plug these both in. Then compile and save. Go back. If you lose track of where you're at in here, just double click the anim graph again. And then go back to your AK loco. And it'll bring you back here. Then we're going to open the walk. So we're going to drag another idle in. Plug that in. You can delete this one. We're going to get, it's not the run, it is the walk in this case. So I'll put the walk here. Delete this. Compile, save, go back. Sprint. We're going to put the AK-47 sprint in there. Right there. Compile and save. Go back. Open jump start. In this pack there is not a jumping section, so I'm going to put idle here. I'll put the idle here, and the jump is going to look wonky. We can put I could put a lower there. I'm just going to plug a lower one in there, but if you have a better jump animation, you can plug it in. That may work, but I don't think it will. Put the idle in here. This is under jump end. Jump end, I'm going to put the raise. Like I said, you're going to have to play with these jump animations because this pack doesn't give you any. They may have updated it with, I think they updated one of the newer packs and it includes like an unarmed one. You could use those jump ones. So same thing with jump loop. We're going to go to idle. And I'm going to put the lower one in there. And compile and save. Jump loop, sprint, walk. That all looks okay. Close this off, I think, for now. Then I'm going to go back to the weapon data table. And I'm going to look for use left hand IK. We're going to uncheck this box. Very important. Click save. I'm going to go back into my game. We're going to grab this off the wall. And it should probably not work because of our socket, which is good. Alright, so let's set our socket up. I'm going to get rid of this zombie spawner because it's going to cause me some issues. And then I'm going to open up my skeleton. Skeleton, UE4. Click save. AK, first person AK-47 socket. Keep that selected. Then I'm going to play this in the window. I'm going to eject out. That looks okay. Looks fine. I may have to adjust my arms. So, I'm going to go into my HGT. Characters, go into my yellow character. Where are you at? Right here. I'm going to play my game. This is where I got to tweak some stuff here. So I'm going to go grab off of the wall this AK-47. Then I'm going to go to my FP arms. Go to viewport. I'm going to move them up. Where is this? So something's not right here. I'm guessing it's my arms aren't targeted or it didn't save. So what is the problem? Well, that's my zombies. That's okay. First person anim BP. Retarget. Why is this not working? I'm just going to pause the video here and I'm going to take a look and see why this isn't working instead of wasting time. Alright, I think I know what I forgot to do. It's a lot of stuff to take in, but got to go back to my anim BP inside of HGT, the first person one. So reopen first person anim BP. I should have known this. And inside of the main anim graph, so if you open that, see our AK logo. We forgot to plug this in. Or I did. And then over here you're going to run a right click and type in use cached pose. You'll see AK-47 that's coming from here. Then you're going to want to plug that in. And that's going to fix the issue. First person jump start over here. First person jump asset. I'm going to delete this because we don't really need it in there. Then there should be another one right here. I'm going to delete that. Compile and save. And I adjusted my arm position on my character and I don't think I need it to. That's why I said to pay attention because there's probably steps that I may have to go back and change. So I changed my arm position on the yellow character. I think it's normally set at 0, but I'm going to double check. It isn't. So I'm just going to fix mine really quick. If you didn't move yours, you won't have to. So copy the location. Copy that and paste there. Rotation, -90. I don't think I changed that. No. So that's all fine. And compile and save. Then I'm going to go back inside the game. Hopefully it looks okay. Grab the weapon off the wall and just like that, we've got some nice animations. But they're not completely done yet. It's holding the weapon fine. That looks a lot better. But you'll have to make some adjustments. You can see already that the weapon isn't exactly perfect. So the first thing you want to do to fix this, that's where my zombie isn't in the game. I guess I could put him back in. So zombie spawner. I'm just going to put a zombie back in to clear that editor. So start _ zone. If you guys are messing with your own project, you might want to keep the zombie out of there for now as well, but I'll put him back in because I'm sick of the errors. Alright, so to adjust our gun in the hand, we're going to want to open our skeleton. I think I already have it opened. Yes, I do, right here. I'm going to close these off. And we're going to want to select our first person AK-47 socket. I'll move him over here somewhere, so I don't want him killing me while I adjust this. Click play. You can do this inside the editor, but I like to do it inside of here because I can really see what's going on. Then what I like to do is come over here, and there's a snap for this. I like to turn that off because you can get a better adjustment. Then I like to adjust this a little bit that way. You guys can spend some time on this. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on it. But this is where you adjust it. So first person AK-47. You're going to want to adjust the rotation of it like this. You're going to want to maybe move it up a little bit. You're going to want to set, it looks like it's sideways a little bit, so you're going to want to change that like this maybe. Move it over, back or forth. There's that red arrow right there. So yeah, put it in like that. Eject out. Just gonna take a look at this. So yeah, that's, oh, there's the boss zombie. Get rid of him. Alright. Eject out. And you can see already I have this not even close. So when you eject out, look at your gun and adjust this to match where it should be. You're going to want to line this up and spend some time on this. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because I want to keep this short. So that's as far as I'm going to go with adjusting it. But to adjust this in your hands, your socket right here. So like I said, spend some time on this, adjust it. You'll see that the run animations work better now. Everything is looking better. The reload animations we're going to work on right away. So we're going to open our data table right here. And then we're going to go to AK-47. We're going to scroll down and we're going to go to our weapon reload. The first person one, so it's right here. This is for your arms, not the actual weapon. And I'm going to type in ARK. I may have some trouble with this. ARK reload. And in here there is reload montage. This looks to be the one. I'm going to open it just to make sure. It looks okay. I'll make sure this is on default slot. I know it looks like you should use arms, but you don't. And then I'm going to go back to my data table. And there should be a first person weapon mesh reload right here. I'm going to type in ARK reload. And there's a reload montage. You'll check the folder to see it's under animation weapons. This is the one. So this is the one right there. Click on that, click save. Then I'm going to go back to this here. I'm going to grab this weapon, shoot it, and the reload looks beautiful. Look at that. Looks fantastic. Shoots fine. That looks fine. Depending on what gun you have, you may want to assign a shoot animation or something moving here. The one that comes with this pack for this template does not look that good in aiming down the sight. So what you can do is there's an arm shoot montage. You can click the magnifying glass and then you can just click on the arrow right here. You can click save and you will see that when you aim down the sights now, looks a lot better. I'm probably not going to keep that in there just for explanation. I'm going to save that. And if you're doing a lot of testing with this character, and you probably are you're gonna want to search for your yellow character if that's what you're using. There's an option in here for starting weapon, right here. I'm gonna type in AK-47 so I don't gotta keep buying it off the wall. Click save. Then gonna go into the data table, back to here, and I'm gonna assign the weapon shooting montage. So ARK shoot, maybe fire, ARK fire. Under animation for the weapons, click save. The arm shooting montage for this I'll show you in a second, but I don't think that works better than the template either. So yeah, you can see the weapon shoots now as well. You see the slide going, so that looks a lot better. Just like that. Perfect. Also, the arm adjustment, like I did earlier, you can see this doesn't look very good on the screen. Well, to me it doesn't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open not my skeleton, my character, the yellow one. Go to my FP arms, viewport, and I like to move mine kind of to the right and down. You don't have to do this, but I think it gives it a certain value to where it's at. So if I move this over a little bit, oh, or am I in the wrong spot here? Great. So FP arms, yellow character. Hang on, let's try this again. FP arms. Sometimes this doesn't work the way it should. There we go. And you're gonna have to play with the way this looks. So I like to bring mine down over here somewhere, maybe even like over there. Gives it a better look and feel. You'll have to play with this, move it forward, backward, whatever you want. Just make it look good, whatever looks good for you guys. And that's pretty much how you set up the first person weapons. You're gonna have to play with some of the values, like when I jump, I said that earlier, it messes things up. So you're gonna have to change some of that stuff. I got this in the wrong spot again. So we're gonna move this over here. It's gonna take some messing with for sure. First person arms, right there. Save. That's better. So you might want to move it forward. Like I said, you can spend some time on it. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time. Then when you jump, it's probably going to mess up. No, it's not that bad. It'll work for now. Sprinting works fine. I'm just going to try this in full screen. Looks a lot better. I'd probably move my gun forward so I could see the reload animations a bit better, but that pretty much looks okay for me. So if you guys made it this far, I'm going to set up a pistol. So let's set up a pistol the same way. If you guys want to do another weapon here. So I'm going to search for weapon enums. Weapon enums. Weapon anim. Right here, we're going to open this back up. Before we do any changes in here, click Save All and save everything we have. Now we're going to click New. I'm going to type in Deagle because we're going to be doing the Desert Eagle. Click Save. Then we're going to close this out. Then we're going to close our project. Don't save that. Very important. It'll break your project. See, it gives me an error already. Close without sending. That's fine, and that's part of what doesn't break your project. Then I'll go back to my project and open it up. All right, now that we're back in the project, we have our weapon enum set up. I'm going to go to the data table. And to do a pistol, I'm going to grab the starting rifle right here. And I'm going to duplicate that. Rename it. I'm going to call it Deagle. You can call it Desert Eagle. You can call it anything you like. So that's Deagle. And then I'm going to find the laser rifle. Yeah, laser rifle blueprint. Find that. Duplicate this. Deagle underscore BP. Open that up. Open the full blueprint. Third person mesh. Type in Deagle. Is it Deagle? Desert Eagle? What do they have it listed as? DE maybe? Yeah, it's just DE. SKMDE. I think this is called Desert maybe. It is. Desert Eagle for the enum class. Down here under first person mesh, same thing. DE. It's right there. Desert for this one. This is kind of a confusing one to work with because they label it weird. So Desert Eagle for the animation class. Same thing in the viewport. Come over here. Once again, not going to spend a whole lot of time getting this perfect. Grab your muzzle, grab your other muzzle, bring it over. Kind of get it within reason. Trying to keep this as short as I can because this is one of the best kept secrets I think from the template is setting this first person stuff up right. Camera speed. Yeah, not even close. Trying to speed through this. That's where it's staying. Compile and save. Then we're going to go to the aiming point. Get this as close as you can because this looks great. This weapon looks fantastic once it's set up. Kind of like the Beretta better, but it's a Deagle. Get it close as you want. Bring it back some. Compile and save. That's good enough for me. Browse to the blueprint. Go back to here. And click the arrow. Then the weapon enum set I'm going to set to Deagle. Click save. Then I'm going to want to go to my first person enum graph. So first person enum BP right here. Open this back up. Go to the enum graph. And you guessed it, right click here and click on Deagle. It'll make us another pin. We're going to duplicate these. It's Control C, Control V on both of these. Rename them to Deagle, Loco, Deagle, Loco. Down here is going to be, wait a minute. That copied the wrong thing. Make sure you get your cache instead. Always get your cache. And we call this Deagle cache. Connect these. Then I'm going to open up the loco. Do the same thing. We're going to go in here. I think it's called Desert Eagle. It is. So I'll search Desert. I'll grab my idle. Make sure you don't get the ADS idle because that'll mess things up. You just want the green idle right here. Drag that in. Just like that. You can delete these two. Click save. Idle. Walk. We're going to grab the idle. Plug in here. Then we're going to grab the... I seen something I did wrong in the last blueprint. So anyway, we'll go here and we'll grab the walk. Then we'll click compile and save. And then the sprint. We're going to put the sprint right here. Click compile and save. Can you guys spot what I did wrong in the last one? I know what I did wrong. Let's see. So Desert Eagle. So right there, plug that in. This is for the jump. So we're going to go to lower. I'll grab the lower one. Put that in. Compile and save. Jump end. Idle. Right there. Put the raise in. Compile and save. And the loop is going to be idle. And the lower. Compile and save. Make sure I got them all right. So we got our sprint, got our walk, got our idle. That all looks okay. Then we're not going to forget to plug this in this time. We're going to come over here and type in use cached. Posed for the deagle. Plug that in. Compile and save. Then we're going to go down. I'm just going to do the reload and the firing. So under the FP, weapon mesh reload, I'm going to type in desert reload. You're going to get the one for the weapon. So right here. Then we're going to type in desert reload again. And we're going to get the arms one that we made. So it should be under your custom animations. Click on that. Click save. Then there's a fire animation. Weapon shoot montage. Going to type in desert fire. There's a bunch of them. You're going to want to get the one for the weapon. I think it's this one here. I'm going to click save. And I'll keep it at that for now. Also going to make sure I uncheck my use left hand IK. Click save. And I'm going to test this out. I may have missed something, but I guess we will find out very soon. Open Arena 1. Come back over here. Well, I guess I could just assign it to my character. So yellow. My starting weapon is going to be deagle. Spelled it wrong. That's always fun. Compile and save. Make sure I spelled it the same way. Probably not going to make a difference, but I'm going to put the capital D in there just in case. That's what she said. Alright. Give that a try. And we're going to have to make a weapon socket right away, I can tell you that. And this is not a scoped weapon. So we're going to want to make a socket. So inside the UE4 skeleton. UE4 skeleton. I'm going to grab my AK1 and I'm going to copy that. Go to hand to R, paste it. And I'm going to call it FP Deagle. Copy this name, Control C, back to the weapon table. Under Deagle, first person weapon socket. Right here. Copy that and paste it. There's a scope on this that I don't like, so I gotta get rid of that. Where is the scope? Use sniper scope. Uncheck that. Click save. I meant to use a starting rifle for this. I might have clicked something different. Might have used a projectile or something. I don't know what I did, but either way, this will be fine. Then go back in. Looking a lot better. Looking really good. That's too close. It's because there's still a zoom on it, I think. Must be a zoom. Back into here. Zoom FOV. What's wrong? 50. Zoom. Shot count. I don't know if this will do it or not, but I'll put a 50 in there. If you guys did the right thing like I said and didn't do, and use a starting rifle, you won't have that issue. But yeah, this looks great. The gun's firing. That looks great. The reload works fantastic. That looks great. Looks really good. So yeah, that's all there is to it for adding first-person weapons. I would probably adjust this one forward a bit. And just for the sake of showing you, I'll adjust that right now. So first-person deagle, our weapon socket. I'm going to grab that, click play. And all I'm going to do is go in this. Got to open it in my viewport though, so I can see it. easier to eject out and look at it even. Sorry about that. So yeah, we can see it better like this. So inside my skeleton, go to your new socket, deagle, drag it backwards. I think it's the green one, is it? Hard to say. Yeah, the green one. Adjust it forward, sorry. Right there. Click save. And just for seeing that reload animation better, I'm going to go to my FP arms and I'm going to adjust them up a little bit just so I can see what's going on here. There we go. That looks better. Like I said, you're going to have to play with your placement for your arms and stuff, but overall, this is what you're looking for. Hopefully this helped you guys out. Sorry it was long-winded, but I wanted to cover everything that was important to it. You can play around with the animations. You have them all retargeted inside your weapon table, so you can assign some shooting animations and other things inside of here. You can adjust your gun sounds. Of course, you guys probably already know this. Adjust your sounds inside of here. The reload, for your reload sounds, what I would probably do, just as a bonus here to let you know, what I do is I open up the weapon reload, this here, and what I do is I go through this whole animation, and you'll see where the clip drops out, right here, clip drop. I right click in here, add notify, play sound, and I will select like a mag out sound. Then I will go through the animation. I will create another sound bit here. Put that, call this like I'll get a mag in sound. I will go here, scroll forward, have like a cocking sound here, or a rechamber, and then click save. Set all your sounds up here. Then I like to go back to the weapon table, and there's already a reload sound assigned in here. What I do is I clear that out of there and click save. That way it plays the reload sounds from your animation, and it makes it look and feel a whole lot cleaner. And you can also, inside of here, another bonus, learning all the secrets today, is inside your reload animation as well, right here. You can also, I guess you'd want to do it on your fire animation, sorry. Just want to keep things right here. So you go to your fire animation or your shoot animation, and you'll see right at this second, when the gun fires right here, you could add a bullet ejection out of there by doing this. This may not be the proper way of doing it, but this is how I do it. Go to add notify, then you'll probably have a Niagara particle effect, or you can use a particle effect for a bullet ejection. And in here you can select like bullet eject. I'm going to use a blood splatter just for the sake of doing it. So when the gun fires, it ejects the bullet. So that's how I like to set up my fire. It's going to play blood splatter, but you'd adjust your bullet, of course, so the bullet would fly out of your gun instead of splattering blood. Just a quick little bonus there. Hopefully this helped you guys. If it did, please leave a like, and I'll see you guys on the next one.